Alright, so hi, it's Ricky. It's Ricky and Phil's. Sorry, a little excited. Okay, so I've been down the rabbit hole, and a plot twist is really coming. Alright, well, anyone from Indiana, and a lot of other people too, but people from Indiana know who Sammy Terry is. And, like, literally looking up who is now playing the character of Sammy Terry, because the original guy, Robert Carter, passed away 10 years ago. But just that alone, and I didn't even really go looking for it. It came up in like one of my news feeds. Because I channeled like something's been going on for 10 years. A couple days ago, I've been channeling the name Robert and Carter forever. Mark Carter. And that's one of Robert Carter's sons, which Robert Carter was the original Sammy Terry, and Mark Carter is the one that does the character now. And then I looked up the other names of his children, and one of his daughters, I can't think of what her name was, but married to a Brian Smith. Well, I used to date a Brian, and I've been getting for a long time someone faked their death. And 2017 energies. Well, that's when Brian died. And for a long time, I had a lot of guilt over that. I blame myself for that, because me and him went out to Phoenix, Arizona to get together. And at the time, we were starting out on drugs. And literally, I took everything. I had like $5 left when I got there. And we made bad choices that first night there, and we invited two strange guys over to our hotel room. And when 6 o'clock in the morning came around and it was time for us to start our new job that we went out there for, well, Brian decided to go with 2 guys, and I decided to go to work. Being the Capricorn that I am, you know. And I told Brian before we went out there, I was like, look, carnival life is no joke. You either go to work or you go from the side of the road. It's like, you cannot not go to work. But trust me, if you just go to work and you deal with the hurry up in the way and the bullshit, it's good money. Like, it's worth it. And, anyways, he'd rather run off with the guys and chase the dragon. I'm not judging, I'm just saying that's the choice he made. And I told him, I was like, look, I've never worked for this company before. I can't save your ass. Now, if we were with my normal company, I probably could, but I don't know these people. I'm just as a nobody as you are at the show. And so 2 or 3 days later, he shows back up. And I was like, there's nothing I can do for you, Brian. Like, I can't get you your job back. I have no money. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And, he walked away, and I never saw him again. A year and a half later, I was told that he was found dead in the desert. Well, here in the last 6 months or so, I keep getting someone fake their death. And I keep trying to figure out who it is that's dead, you know what I mean? But then it just dawned on me, Brian, which the last residency he had here in Indiana was in Southport. And not too long ago, I was just randomly going through like the news in Indiana, and there was a meth bust in Southport, or that general vicinity, and someone with his exact name, and either his age or a year or two, give or take. Because I can't remember. And it sounds bad, but I don't remember exactly. I know he was like 2 or 3 years younger than me, but I'm not sure exactly, like, to the T. So, this person with his name, which was not a very common name, and his, like, very close in age, was on the arrest log for this meth bust. And that kind of, like, really struck me as odd. So I was like, okay. Well, then, the fact that I can't find anyone else that appears to be dead, like, I mean, I'm not saying that there's not, but, like, anyone else that I had a sexual relationship with that has passed on that I don't know that has passed on. So I'm like, well, I almost feel like it's Brian, you know what I mean? It has to be about Brian. And, then my last ex, going missing in action, the best I could research and find him, he now has an alias, which is Brian. He's the same height. He's the same body frame. A little bit of plastic surgery here, a little plastic surgery there, and he could damn near be Brian. And I've gotten downloads about plastic surgery and somebody trying to be somebody else. But the whole time, I was taking it as it was me. Somebody trying to be me. Somebody trying to copycat me. Never thought of it as someone trying to copycat Brian. Because as far as I knew, Brian's been dead since 2017. And the only time I think about Brian is when I think about the fact that, I mean, well, maybe I haven't all fully, but I need to. But when I think about the guilt and the reason that that man was in Phoenix, Arizona altogether, I'm the reason he was there. I mean, he asked to go out there, but I'm the one that bought the tickets and decided to go out there with him. When we started our meth binge in Muncie, Indiana, and, got on the bus, been awake, I think, for 2 or 3 days at that point, and we were awake the entire bus trip out there. Like, basically, I was awake for 8 days, and I don't know how long he went because, well, halfway through the 8 days, he disappeared. But anyways, so come across Brian Smith, and then I come across Brian White. I just channeled the Aries, and that's why I'm playing this, because Aries came up there too. But I've been getting a download for like the last couple of months. Don't judge a person by their zodiac sign. Like, if you've had a really bad experience with one zodiac sign, which I had, the most tragic after-school special with an Aries, like, for 9 years. So I've never dated one since. But the last couple of months, I keep hearing, don't base someone off their zodiac sign just because you had a really bad experience with an ex. Well, anyways, Brian White is, that's funny. Brian White is 48 years old. He's an Aries. And I think I actually channeled April 21st within the last couple days, and that's his birthday. 1975. So, I've also been getting, like, downloads, like, that there's a famous person that's, like, basically come across our channel and really intrigued by me. Wondering if that's him. But, anyways, so that leads me to Chicago Fire. Chicago is where my most recent ex was born and raised. That's the one that now has an alias since he disappeared on me, left me on the side of the road with nothing. He's now apparently has an alias of Brian. And then, this whole, like, somebody faking their whole death and then this, that, and the other. It's like, And then I think almost the minute I pushed the record button just now, in my other video it said a plot twist is coming, and that's been coming up, obviously since I made my cards. But I thank you. Like last year and a half, 2 years, well, last decade, but the last couple of years, like I've really been driving myself insane, like trying to figure things out. And God kept telling me, stop trying to figure it out. You're going to ruin it. Like, let me surprise you. Like, let me actually do something. Let me create a miracle in your life, and you not worry about how it gets done. You just enjoy it when the gift is given to you. And as hard as I tried not to, I couldn't help myself. Because for me, I guess being Capricorn that I am, or just being me, everything I've been through, like trying to figure it out or trying to like connect the dots was my only way of not going crazy. Even though that in itself damn near drove me crazy. But, so anyways, back to the Chicago Fire. So, Ryan White leads me to Chicago Fire cast. I'm looking at the names of the cast. I've literally channeled like all these names like last couple days, over the last couple months and everything. And I'm like, all these names that I was like thinking was something else. Literally, they've all got back to the cast of Chicago Fire. And, I'm trying to think of how much to reveal and how much to, like, not say anything. I literally just looked over the camera and it was, well, 12/4, but 12/4, but backwards would be 4/21, which is Brian White's birthday. Signs and synchronicities. But anyway, so my most recent ex from Chicago. One of the downloads I got, again, by another ex of mine from 2017. Well, we dated in college. But we had our little meth fling magic carpet ride to Phoenix, Arizona in 2017. Yeah. Wait, no. And that's 2 tourist cars on top of each other, too. Yes, I think. Or maybe it's, no. It was the end of 2016, that's right. And then 2017 is when I found out that he had been found in a desert. But, so, then Brian found in a desert. Then my most recent ex is from Chicago, and I heard not too long ago, like, I got the intuitive download that one of my exes fucked me over, stabbed me in the back to get to basically steal an opportunity from me in the acting or show business. And I'm like, he's from Chicago. He definitely is a comedian. Like, he's into sports. He's fit. He could definitely, with just a little bit of plastic surgery, take over the ghost of Brian. Well, the Brian I knew, not Brian White, but and he literally did like break my heart and backstab me like hardcore for no reason. Well, I guess my mom lied to him, but still, I was the one that got stabbed over and over and over and over repeatedly. And so I was like, well, it makes kind of sense. Maybe like, and he stole my phone like 2 days before he disappeared last August. And he says he threw it over a fence and blah, blah, blah. But my heart always said that he was trying to get into my other channel. I'm almost positive of it because I'm pretty sure he was fucking around with one of my friends from Florida, and the bitch reads just tarot cards. Or it was one of his people from Tennessee who reads tarot cards. But either way, the whole concept of him trying to steal my other channel for him and he was trying to build a bitch, like, you know, build a karmic, and using me to do it while using my old channel, all that work I'd done for 3 years, still on my phone, and trying to take all my work and giving it to her so she could redo it, and then I would just disappear, lay down and die, you know, and no one would ever know about me, and she would take over all the work I had done. Well, I hope you didn't really go through with that, because clearly I didn't lay down and die. But if you did go and copy my work and try to, like, take all my shit that I did on my other channel, trust and believe, everything's going to work out in my favor. And I will fight. And I think you know that now. But, anyways, back to Chicago Fire. It makes me wonder, like, if he, like, tried to steal an opportunity from me for Chicago Fire. And, because I think it's kind of funny, like, literally, like, almost everyone in the 2023 cast of Chicago Fire, like, almost every name, like, first names anyways, I have channeled within the last 4 days. And all that connection that led me to even realize that is freaking amazing. And the fact that I wasn't looking for it, it just literally fell into my lap. But Brian White, if you're the one watching me, I'm definitely interested in becoming a cast member of Chicago Fire. Willing to audition at any moment. Because I've actually had that dream before. I don't know what it is about the show, but I really, for a couple of years now, kind of wanted to be a part of the cast. I mean, I've done acting most of my life. The only film credit I have is The Express, which would be Dennis Quaid, and it was a feature film, like full-length film, but it was filmed in Chicago at Northwestern University up in Evanston, I think. Gosh, I feel stupid, but in the northern suburbs, we'll put it that way. But I've done a lot of theatrical work throughout, like, I mean, across the country, really, or the Midwest. We'll say the Midwest. But yeah, if that was all that happened for me to find that back to, just to sit here and be like, hey, Brian White, can you give me an audition? Well, here I am asking. And if it was for me to figure out that my ex, Brian, isn't actually dead, he faked his own death, or if he's the one that died and left me money, and that's what all these people have been trying to fuck me over and do all the shit they've done to me to keep me from getting, because it never even dawned on me that he would even have anything, and it didn't dawn on me that he would have left anything to me. So it never really crossed my mind. But now that I think about it, like, as far as I could tell, he's the only one that has passed away. And if he really is. But either way, I know God's got my back, and I know it's all going to work out in my favor. But I'm basically making this video for the main reason because I want an audition for Chicago Fire. And secondly, because I'm sure by now with all the stuff that I talk about, like, my channel has been definitely, the FBI and CIA, like, definitely have watched a lot of my videos, and, if any of that information helps you, or if you want to interview me, I definitely am ready to, get my life back. So we'll see what happens. Love you guys. See you in the next video, and I'll actually do a reading next time. Have a good day, guys.